Have you ever wanted to make a lava lamp in trueSpace? Here's a great example of how to use physical simulation tools to achieve a particular effect that you have in mind. First, we want to make the lava lamp itself. We'll use cylinders for this. Right-click on the cylinder's properties and set the longitude to 24 and the latitude to 2. Now place the cylinder in the scene. And we'll rotate the scene down and select this middle row of lines. We'll now scale down the center a little bit. And now we have our base. I'm going to go ahead and move it to the center of the scene, because this will make it a little bit easier to work on later. Now let's make the glass in the isolated environment. We'll add a cylinder to the scene, and we're going to change its Z size to 3 meters. Use the magnetic tool to place the glass on top of the base. Next, make a couple copies of the cylinder. And scale one that's slightly thinner and taller. That looks pretty good. Select one of the previous cylinders and do a Boolean subtract. We now have our glass, which is the hollowed out cylinder, and our isolated environment, which is the solid cylinder. Let's make the top. Right-click on the sphere properties, change the latitude to 12 and the longitude to 24. Now add the sphere. Go in the point edit mode and select the bottom half of the sphere. And use the separate selected part of an object tool to cut the sphere in half. Go ahead and delete the bottom half since we're not going to need it. Again, we'll use the magnetic tool to place the cap on top of our lava lamp. Now let's make the goop that will go inside of our lava lamp. The first thing we want to do is slide some of these parts out of the way. We'll move the top and our isolated environment and our base. We'll now add a metaball to the scene, which will be the start of our goop, which will be flowing around inside of our lava lamp. And we'll edit it and add an attribute of styrofoam. We need to adjust some of its properties. We're going to change the mass down to 20, elasticity down to about 30, resistance up to 100, and everything else 0. In the next chapter, we'll resize and move the metaball and get things ready to start the simulation.